Well, I don't really have anything to watch. I'll just watch Evangelion. Oh. Oh god. Oh. Jesus. As you may already know, I'm a huge Evangelion fan. Like, I'm Evangelion's biggest dick rider. I mean, other than a certain someone I know. That's me. So when I heard that there was a story-based Evangelion game that was released on the N64, I knew I had to get it. And after some modifications to my N64 and watching in devastation as somebody bought the game right in front of my eyes, I did what any sane person would do, and I gave my money to my friends so they can buy it for me. And about a week or two later, boom, I had the game right in my hands. So I turned on my TV, put in the cartridge, and booted up the game. And right off the bat, I almost deleted my previous save data. And it's not my fault. The white button is called third impact, so me being the loser that I am, I had a neuron activation, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's just like from the show. Anyways, they also have some shit like character models that you can look at, and little mini games here and there, but I went straight to the story and the core gameplay. So you may be wondering, what is this gameplay even like? If you asked me when I started playing, I would have said a clunky ass fighting game with big robots. But surprisingly enough, the gameplay starts to change drastically after the first two missions. Because the game follows the plot of the original show, each mission revolves around each angel. So, mission 3 is when the one and only Ramiel appears, my goat. I'm not gonna lie, I half expected that I would be straight up fighting a fucking cube, but shockingly, I was met with the worst mission in the history of gaming. When I realized that the mission was different from the others, I realized that this mission would probably be easier. I mean, all I had to do for Ramiel is just aim the sight on him and shoot. I would be done in 2 seconds, right? Right? And I would have been, if I wasn't playing on a fucking N64. This mission was unbearable. If someone put a gun to my head and told me to beat this mission again, they might as well just pull the trigger. Like, I don't know if it was my controller, but it was just way too sensitive. I just, the pain of remembering how long it took is too much. Anyways, throughout the rest of the game, each mission is done fairly well. Like, they actually went through the effort of making each mission make sense to whatever angel you're fighting, which I think is pretty cool. Also, there's a mission that is a fucking rhythm game, so that makes up for almost everything. Finally, as I was getting around to the end of this story, I kind of wondered how the hell they were going to adapt this into a video game. I mean, there was really only 2 routes they could go. Option 1 being the easier one, with adapting the movie. And option 2 would be the harder route, but also more interesting in my opinion, and that would be adapting episodes 25 and 26. And so eventually I got there. Not really to my surprise, they adapted the movie, which I'm not really shocked or mad about, but it still isn't necessarily easier. I mean, they still have to adapt the mindfuck that was the second half of the movie. Anyway, all went as planned, and I made it to the final mission. And little did I know, I was forgetting a third option. That option being doing whatever the fuck they want. I mean, instead of Shinji freaking out, he spawns into Lance and starts beating the shit out of the mass-produced Evas. Like, what is this now, the 5th alternate ending to Evangelion? And after you beat like 12 of them, the credits roll, and just like a Marvel movie, there was an end credit scene. And so I guess Shinji actually did go through with instrumentality, but instrumentality isn't possible without the mass-produced Evas, so okay. And crazy enough, they actually changed the final scene. Like, I don't know if this was a form of censorship, but instead of choking Asuka out, he actually reaches for her hand. Yeah, I don't know. But for an N64 game, it was actually really well made. I mean, they even remade most of the original soundtrack so it could fit on the N64. Anyways, the best part about that is that each difficulty ends with a different credit song, which is actually the credit songs for each of the movies. Those movies being Death and Rebirth and End of Evangelion. And if you can't tell, I absolutely love how these remakes sound. I mean, you may have already noticed anyways, but I've used some of these songs in my previous videos too. But yeah, long story short, game good, I love Evangelion, and Ramiel's a fucking bastard.